If I ask you what you want in a partner, would you give me a whole list? And if you look at the list, would you say this is something that you want, but is this something that actually you need? So today's topic is about how to find the one. I think most of us living really wishing one day we can find someone that, just someone I can love and someone can love me back. At least this is what I have been always thinking when I was younger. Like, I don't have any dating experience during school because I wasn't even focusing on this aspect. Maybe, yes, I had little crush on, your classmates or schoolmates, but it never really lead me to thinking of pursuing something. Um, until one time, that's how I met my first boyfriend, that I feel like, wow, I am into this person. I want to know them better. I want to get closer to them. This is like the first time to have the feelings of like, okay, this might be the sign that it's I need to be with this person. Spoiler alert, it's not. This is not the indicator to find the one. And usually it speaks about something else. In that case, attachment styles. And that will be in the next episode. So, this episode, I want to share how to find the one. First, you need to know what you want and what you need are two different things. You need to be able to differentiate them. So, if you say, I want someone that is good looking, I want someone that has a good family background, I want someone that, higher education level, anything. I have here all kinds of items on their list. And the common factors is that they never truly find someone that they would be with. Doesn't mean that they don't have people to pursue them. It's just they do not find someone that they feel like they can be with. And is that a problem? It's not a problem. It's never a problem when you are happy single and you're happy with your decision. What I'm trying to tell people is that you need to know what you're looking for. If today you're telling me what I want is that similar to what I wanted, I want to able to love someone wholeheartedly. I like that person, and that person feels the same, like me back, and like me as a person. Mutual feeling. And on top of that, ideally, having a life together that we both vision and want. That's like kind of like a fundamentals or premise that I set up for myself when I'm trying to look for somebody. Everyone have a different need. You need to know yourself. So it's all about knowing yourself deeply. Trust me, I don't think that many people actually ask themselves enough what they actually need. Because most of us going through lives feeling kind of lost and just kind of go with the flow sometimes. And it's also very common when we are younger, we are just, listening all the opinions from the others, including the things I'm about to tell you. But at the end of the day, what I'm hoping is that you find a way to dig deep into yourself, knowing what you want. And in my opinion, most of the people are similar. They want to be acknowledged, they want to be accepted, and they want to have fun. If you're lying to yourself like, oh wow, I want a long-term relationship that is like work. I want both of us to work hard on it and never give up. Okay, I had this kind of mentality before as well. And I changed along the way. And it worked for me. I don't know if it's worked for you, but it worked for me. Because if I am fixating on something that I want really bad, like let's say anyone that I dated in the past, I only think, can I have a really long term relationship with this person? Can I at some point get married? Can I, happily ever after? Like the typical, have a family, children, all these things. because we are all conditioned to want that, from our society, from people around us and everything. But it's only over time, when you know yourself better, you will make the decision that, hey, is this really actually what I want? Because at the end of the day, you are living your own life. Every other people just seeing the surface of it, not your Instagram post, not your social media post. It's you to live the day-to-day life. So please get rid of all the things that you think how people will see you. When you're alone, take out a journal book, a paper, however, write down what you want on one hand and what you need. And if you're asking me, well, I actually have no idea what I need. I guess I need to be happy. I guess I need to be loved. I guess more realistically, most people say, I want to be rich. I need someone that with money. So all of these things, I have nothing against that. But my whole idea of making this little project is that I want to encourage and help people to have a healthy relationship. Because by choosing the right person, you have the chances to develop something that is meaningful to you. You grow along with your relationship. And that would not work if you don't understand yourself, like deeply, deeply. And be real, is only the answer to yourself. So one of the ways to find it, how do I know myself better, is that you need to spend more time alone. I can tell you, I'm gonna share my mom's story. Sorry, my mom, if you don't want it to be out in the air, but I'm gonna share it. So my mom has never truly been single her whole life. This is like for our conversation when we're talking about. And that creates an issue is that you do not know who you are when you're alone. When you're absolutely alone for an extended period of time. I'm talking about like 1 year minimum, longer, the better. You do not actively, I don't know, date someone. I mean, little casual dates, that's also fine. But who you are if you are alone, if you are single, you will still have your day-to-day life. You still hang out with your friends. You still have your own little hobbies, and you still work hard and all these things without the other person, without the other thing affecting how you want to live your life if you single for life. These are the questions that I wish everyone think about. Just imagine that oh my God, I don't have any luck in life. Like, I'm gonna just be single my whole life. How do you want to live it? Are you feeling miserable? Do you think that, oh my God, it's gonna be horrible? Or are you picturing different things that you can do and you enjoy your life? Because it's very important that you need to be able to visualize the life that you spend alone. Then to add somebody else in the equation. Because that speaks a lot about what you're after in life. Because there could be someone that you're really attracted to, or they could be really attracted to you, and then you together, and then you just realize actually we want complete opposite things. The very critical, usual point is that somebody wants children, and you actually not sure or you don't want. That is also fine. You can still date people with that. I would just say like, just enjoy the ride then, but be prepared that at some point there will be separation, and it will be quite high. But nowadays, I would say nothing lasts really forever. People be together and separate for all kinds of reasons. So if that person at that time, at that moment makes you feel like, I'm enjoying the process of getting with this person. I learn a lot from this person. We have such a good time, and all. So why not just experience life? Go for it. Okay? So know yourself. Know what you need, know what you want. Secondly, you need to understand that sometimes people like me, if you have turbulent upbringings, you don't have a very good example of seeing what love is. I'm not even kidding. A lot of people listening to this experience the same thing that I grew up experiencing without knowing, even now. The only time I started to understand what love is when I am alone in Germany and go out, meet people, make friends, and started to see there are lots of different love languages and people expressing themselves in a way that I've never experienced. And I'm not blaming my parents or my family and anything because we only know what we know. And these needs to be practiced. And if someone was never experienced loved in different ways, they would not be able to do it, even if they want to. It's just the reality. So back to the topic is that if you are similar, like me, then you need to be careful about how you feel when you are in the early stage of getting to know each other. Because the butterflies in your stomach, that feeling could be a red flag because it's about familiarity. You're drawn to things that you're familiar with, especially your caretaker, or the dynamic that you observe between your parents because your parents, when you're a kid, you see your parents and you naturally hotwire your brain that you love your parents. And how your parents interact with each other, in some way, you also assume is love in some way. So there's a lot of things that you might need to revisit it. So for example, for me, every single time when I'm getting into a relationship, it's someone that makes me feel that butterflies in the stomach. I'm just like, I don't know. I just keep thinking about the person. I keep wanting to reach out to the person. I am very nervous waiting for the text, you know. Oh, when they reach out to me, I'm so happy. I'm like so into that person. And in the end, is because this person have certain traits that my parents have. And those are exactly the reason why I have issues in the relationships. And those are things you cannot easily change if it's not like both like acknowledge that and want to be changed. So the gut feeling is actually throwing you to chase these people, hoping that you would get the affection from them that you never got from your caretakers. And that alone changes everything. It would mean that dating so-called healthy people would sound boring to you. And I'm going to share this with you. I had a session with my therapist and I mentioned about all these dating experience, relationship experience that I had and my whole upbringing and so on. And what he was telling me was keep seeing that guy and see how it goes. And fast forward, he became my boyfriend. And I'm in a very happy and healthy relationship compared to anything that I had before. The key takeaway here is that your gut feeling, your butterflies in your stomach, might be very fucked up because you were raised in a way that you have to unlearn all these things. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in sharing your story or asking any questions or have any things that you want me to talk about, please feel free to reach out to me and I will see you next week.